In this video, I'm going to show you how to AFK for infinite ores in the Forge. So playing the Forge, it is pretty helpful, or not pretty helpful, it pretty much is required to actually go ahead and mine ores that are available in the game. And you can go ahead and run over to spots that have rocks, and you can go ahead and just mine them just like so. However, there are actually spots that are really OP to go ahead and AFK and farm in. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys these pretty good spots, and they're also are applicable to all levels in the game. You don't need to be end game. And I'm going to show you where the best spots are, so make sure you watch the entire video just so you can see everything. Alright, so the things I'm going to be going over are only going to be available inside of World 2, so if you aren't in World 2 yet in the game, definitely make sure you get here first. But inside the second world, there's going to be much more ores that are going to be available, so it's going to be way better to farm here anyways. So this first spot we're going to be starting off showcasing is going to be an early to mid-game AFK spot, and it's going to have the basalt rocks available to actually go ahead and mine. So if we go ahead and run over here, I believe, yeah, whenever you do enter the cave, you take the right path right along here, and then we go ahead and just run to the back. Coming right around this corner right here, you will see two of these basalt cores that are located right here, and you can actually go ahead and straight up mine here at AFK these basalt cores. These things are going to keep on respawning over and over again right here, so you can keep on just mining these basalt cores every time they respawn, which is really OP, and doing this will get you a ton of ores. However, you do need to keep a couple things in mind, one being that you don't have an unlimited stash or for capacity, so you do need to make sure to not fill up on your stash. And if you're getting close, go ahead and just go back to the forge and craft your armor up. But yeah, make sure you have plenty of stash inventory in your slots so you can hold a lot of the ore. And also, another thing about this location is you do need to be careful or aware of other players that try to grief you. Like, there may be other players that see you and may not want you mining there or something, and may just run over here and like take this death axe skeleton and just lure it right over here to you. So you do need to be careful about that, and the only way you can really counter that, to be honest, is just by getting better armor in the game. Like, my armor is pretty good, where this death axe skeleton isn't gonna really do anything to me. Or for now, I guess he's just missing my body. I guess he can't even hit me for right now. Let me move a little bit so he can hit me. Okay, now as you can see, he literally won't even kill me if I just stand here. He'll end up dying way before I do, so I don't really have a problem with this. But if you don't have good enough armor, you may struggle. So yeah, keep an eye out for players that are trying to grief you, or if you just end up getting moved or something. But regardless, though, whenever you are AFK farming these ores, you don't want to actually leave it on for too long, because if you leave it on for too long, your inventory is going to fill up and you're just going to be wasting time. So I probably recommend to not AFK this the rock spots or wherever I show you for more than like probably 30 minutes, because after 30 minutes you're probably either one gonna have a chance of dying, and two, your inventory is probably gonna be full, so you're gonna need to go back and craft up the armor and weapons anyway. But yeah, it's definitely a pretty OP early to mid game spot, because I didn't even know about this, to be honest. I could have AFK'd this a lot more and got a ton of ores, but now you guys know this information, and hopefully you can use it to help you guys out too. Especially if you do need like a basalt core quest to go ahead and complete, this is actually pretty helpful too, because you can just straight up stand here and you will get all the rocks mined. Alright, so before I show you the mid to late game AFK spot, I'm gonna go ahead and reset my character, and that's because I want to go over here to the forge, because we're gonna go ahead and try to craft a better weapon for ourselves. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm really about to risk it right here. I'm gonna be putting in like all of my super strong ores, so hopefully we don't end up with something that we aren't gonna like, or not like need. So here we go. I think this is the recipe we're gonna go ahead and do. We're gonna put in 2 demonite, 3 magmite, 3 fireite, and 4 eye ore. Alright, so hopefully we can go and get the katana right here. It's a 72% chance. If we can also get the tachi, I think that would be nice too, but it's gonna be pretty difficult. So yeah, here we go. Let's go ahead and forge, and okay, we got a katana, I think, which is very good, but I'm not sure if it's the tachi or the other varianted one. So let's go ahead and try to get hopefully perfect on these. Alright, and there we go. Hopefully this katana is better than my brute one that I'm currently using. I don't think I'm actually using a katana right now. I think I'm still using a straight sword. Okay, so we did get the Yuji katana, which is the one unfortunate one that we don't really need. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if this weapon is actually better than the one I currently have, because currently this is the best, or the sword that I'm using. It does 96 base and has 1 attack speed, and then this katana I have does 78 base damage but 0.6 attack. Alright, after doing some checking, I think this katana may actually be better, but before we do actually finally figure that out, we do need to actually enchant it, which should be super easy. I should have a ton of this essence. If you guys haven't seen the last video where I showed how to AFK to get a bunch of essence, you should definitely check that out, because I actually have so much essence now, we should definitely not have any problems. So hopefully we can get this 70% one, and no, it failed, it looks like. Let's go ahead and try again. Hopefully we can get it this time around, and okay, there we go. And now we need to go over here to the runes, because there is one rune that we definitely need to get on this sword. It's going to help us out a ton, and that is going to be lifesteal. But I want to see if I maybe have a better rune, like this one might be better, or this one right here, attack speed and lifesteal 1. That's actually a super good one. But there's an even better one right here that actually has slightly better stats. It has 11% that you heal from the lifesteal and 14% from the damage or attack speed increase. And there's also this one right here that says deals 5% of your physical damage on hit, or you heal 5%, I mean, and then you increase 5% damage as well, which is okay. But yeah, if we have a katana and we also have a 14% attack speed increase, that's going to be extremely helpful. And lifesteal on top of that will also be a huge dub. So we're going to definitely get this rune on top of our katana. So there we go. And I think we now just need to equip it. And yeah, this thing has a ton of buffs on it now too. It literally has explosion. It causes an explosion at the location of the victim, dealing 38.75% of damage as weapon of AoE damage, which that's actually super cool. I want to test that out in a second. But after I show you guys the other AFK spot for ores, we also have a burn effect, which does burn damage too. That's really cool. We have this lethality, which increases physical damage by 15%. We have this negative vitality, which gives me negative 10% health. And then we have the attack speed and the lifesteal on here. So this is actually a really good katana right now, I'm not gonna lie. It is pretty cheap, and then the only thing that could be better is it could be doing more damage, but in terms of the enchants and runes that I have on it, it is super good. But yeah, we can still go ahead and test this thing over here, and it actually does have like a fire trail on it too, which is really cool. Alright, so I want to go ahead and come down here into the volcanic depths because I am kind of curious. Alright, let's go ahead and go over here and find a Reaper, and let's go ahead and test to see how much damage we do against these guys. And okay, wow, we're doing a good amount, I would say. That was only the double axe swordman, but let's go ahead and try against... Okay, no, this is actually another death axe. This is not even a Reaper again. There's no Reapers here on the map. I honestly don't know why, but yeah, I guess we can't do too much about it. Or no, okay, there's one right here, but I do have only like just around half health, so I'm probably not going to be able to survive this, but we'll go ahead and see. We do so much damage with this katana. He's already dead. So yeah, this is actually super insane damage. Even though it doesn't even like one shot, it attacks super quick, and the burn and explosion abilities this thing has is just so broken. We were literally able to do a ton of damage to any enemies pretty much. And yeah, we can pretty much just about kill anything in here. I don't think anything in here is even going to stand a chance for me anymore. Let me even run over here to try this other Reaper again. Look how much damage we do to this thing. He is already dead, and we didn't even do anything to us. That is crazy. But yeah, enough of me swinging in here. Let's go ahead and show you guys the best current AFK method to actually gather ore. And that method is going to be AFK the basalt veins that spawn right here to enter the volcanic depth. This is probably the best spot in the entire game to go AFK, and that's why you can literally see somebody else here doing it. And the only issue about this method is you are going to have to probably contest other players here, but it's honestly not too bad unless there's like a bunch of other players here. But if there is too many players here that you do notice that are mining these rocks, you can go ahead and just server hop to a different server. Alright, so there are a few different places you can actually stand to mine these basalt veins. So for the first spot you can either stand is just like I think right around here. You may want to like slowly make sure your legs are like on like the little dip right there you can see. I think that's like the best spot so you're able to hit both of the rocks. Sometimes though, standing up here to mine the rock doesn't really do the trick, so sometimes I kind of just like stand even down here to AFK mine, and it may be a little bit more annoying, but sometimes you get pushed around by the rock and stuff. But honestly, you have a way higher chance of hitting the rocks, I think, standing here. But honestly, I think it's kind of just preference of however you prefer it. I have also heard that apparently you can also use like the dwarf class when you are mining in here, and I believe it will like make your hitbox or your avatar smaller so you can stand down here better and not get pushed around. So I have heard some players say that. But then also, if you do have the angel class, I recommend just using that one over the other ones easily, because the angel class or race does actually give a, I think, like 20 or 30% luck boost, like permanently just for mining ores. So definitely use that race instead, because you're gonna have a way higher luck boost. If you want to as well, you can go ahead and use like some potions, like luck potions and minor potions, but it kind of takes away from your profits a little bit. So I'd probably recommend to not do those, just because you're gonna lose a little bit of money. Unless you have like a ton of cash, like the point where I'm at, where I have like in the hundreds of thousands, and it doesn't really matter, then yeah, you can spend some on potions, I think. But definitely just be careful you're not wasting too much money on them. But yeah, also keep in mind that you can't actually stand here for too long. I'd recommend probably not staying here for more than like 30 minutes. Or I guess depending on your stash, you should stay until your stash is about filled up. So I guess it honestly depends for however big your stash is, I guess. And yeah, if you don't already have the 2x stash game pass, or the double storage game pass right here in the bottom right, you should definitely get this game pass, because it's probably the best one you should buy in the entire selection. Just because for one, it's the cheapest game pass, and for two, I think it honestly has the best benefit than all the game passes have, to be honest. If you are staying down here in this little spot and mining though, keep in mind the rock may spawn inside you like this, and you may get pushed around a lot. But it's only temporary. It should only last until the rock gets destroyed, and then you'll be free again. And yeah, when you are farming inside of the basalt veins, what you want to actually go for is the lightite ore is going to be your best option, just because that's the strongest ore out of all the ores you can actually find from basalt veins. You can see if you actually click the lightite ore right here in the index, it does say they're found from the basalt vein, and they're only found from the basalt vein. So yeah, the lightite ore is the best ore that you can find in the veins, so definitely try to get a bunch of these and stack up on them. I currently have 11 in my inventory, and you know what? I think we might actually be able to forge a piece of armor right now. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure what a good recipe is, but I think the higher multiplier, the better you're gonna get. I think that's true for pretty much anything, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw in like a good amount of mithril we're gonna start out with, and then we'll go and throw in all of our lightite, and I'll go and throw on 7 obsidian, and I think we'll do like 7 or 8 iron. We'll go and do 7, so we have 7 obsidian, 7 iron, 10 lightite, and 10 mithril. So hopefully we can get the dark knight chest plate, or at least the dark knight like leggings or helmet at least. If we get unlucky here, that would be very annoying. So here we go, boys. Hopefully we can get something good. And okay, I think we got some pretty bad pan. That is not what I'm looking for at all. That is very unfortunate. Well, there goes all those ores, I guess. All right, so I'd be very surprised if these pants are any good. So here we go, and these things are, yeah, only 101. That's pretty bad. We definitely did not get the armor piece we were looking for, but I guess it is what it is. We can go and give this one more shot. I have like some rival right in here now, and just a few more iron. So hopefully we can go in and get a dark knight piece. Come on, game, please give us something. And okay, we got leggings at least, but I don't know if they're gonna be any better. So we're gonna go and hopefully get perfect master work on this, and then we'll see if they're any better. All right, this should definitely be 100%, but I don't know if they're actually gonna be any better than my current leggings. So let's go ahead and see. And 143 defense. That's pretty good, but I don't think that's better than what I have. Yeah, unfortunately, the base stats of my current pants is 179, and this one's only 143. So unfortunately, this is slightly worse. And these night leggings too are also even worse. I don't know how we got so unlucky with this lightite crafting or putting in all those ores. We definitely got pretty unlucky there, but there's not much we can do, I guess. So yeah, at least we can go ahead and go over here and sell the pieces for at least a decent amount of coins. I'm gonna go ahead and also get rid of this iron ore sword right here too. I don't need this thing anymore because the katana we got in this video was so much better. So there we go. We can sell that equipment for a little bit. But yeah, that pretty much is everything for the video. Hopefully this video was able to help some of you guys out on finding some super good AFK spots. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys have any questions, and I'll try my best to answer as many of them as I can. But yeah, make sure you guys head over to my Discord server if you guys want. The link of that will be in the description. Make sure you guys also check out my Roblox UDC as well as Fortress Orb right here on my shoulder. It's a pretty cool item. I would appreciate if you guys would buy it. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as well because we're on the road to 100k subs. I really appreciate if you guys subscribe. And yeah, thank you boys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.